think was the coach?
I think the coach was Judd Heathcote.
You are right on, Mr. Valvano.
Thank you so much. Where's the Schwab when I need him?
Judd Heathcote was the coach back in the mid-70s, and they won a game in '75. Mike Montgomery was on the bench. One of the former coaches at
you look at
Montana.
the coaching rosters of both these two teams, schools. And that's some pretty good coaches come down the pike. Talked about Ben Howland and then Blaine Taylor, who's moved on from Northern Arizona as well.
Whistle away from the ball, and Tyrone Basie picking up his second. And the fifth team foul. Northern Arizona having won 2 titles, as I said, 98 and 2000. And 2 of their assistant coaches, by the way, were on both of those teams. Billy Hicks and Ross Land, who is the all-time leading three-point shooter in the history of the Big Sky, not on the bench tonight because his wife gave birth to a little girl this afternoon. The water broke earlier today. Said, Coach, I can't quite make it. So congratulations to Ross. There's a bucket at this end. Northern Arizona making it a 9-point game.
Well, the one thing, both these teams are too good offensively to think that they won't put runs together. But Montana's had decided advantage on the glass and pretty effective defensively as well.
Matthews in double figures with 10. He and Haskett have carried the load offensively.
That's why we talk about it. You know, that's why they're so good. We talk about Criswell, how good he is. They got 2 guys in double figures. Criswell's not one of them.
Ellis somehow gets the roll. Brian Ellis, the junior from Detroit, who went to not 1 but 2 junior colleges before coming here. Butler and Salt Lake City Community College.
Working his way west, I guess. And they're happy to have him here.
Did you have any idea when you got on the plane to come here that there would be snow?
I did not.
You're coming to Arizona. 2 inches of snow overnight. Boykin. Boy, he's had some in and out.
Well, if they do it, they're going to do it in come from behind fashion again, evidently. And I'll tell you, if you're Montana, don't you think, Terry, that you don't want to stop attacking? But right now, you're looking at that 11-point lead. You want to go in the locker room and regroup and remind the guys, hey, we got a 20-minute game with a 10-point spot. You like your chances a lot better than if it's a 5-point spot. You don't want to undo 19 minutes of work in the last minute here. And they are showing some deep patience.
And you can't, certainly in the last minute and a half. Not this time, though. Brian Ellis from the outside and a 13-point Grizzly lead. They have led by 10 plus, by double figures in their 4 losses, so they have allowed teams back in. Northern Arizona with a bucket by Basie trying to cut the lead here.
We saw it in the semifinal last night. It looked like they were going to sail to a victory and had to get it done in overtime.
And a timeout. Larry Krystkowiak with the timeout, the 30 with 40.2.
Okay, just upset a little bit because as they went for the steal on the timeout, Ellis, I think, showed a little anger there. Take a look at what Haskett's done this first half, though.
Well, Matthews that time, no call. Haskett wide.
On the runner.
Well, he's
a nice post.
He's in again. Got him the ball, high-low, but Straight was in the high post area that time. A little sound, too.
Yeah, about that. Two of those guys, they're pretty good. I like that.
Jordan Haskett with 11. So he's got 11. Matthews has 10. And Criswell, who was the guy you would focus on first, he and Straight, has yet to get on the board.
But we did talk about that, though, Terry. If they remember last night in the overtime, he hit all the free throws. He made the first bucket in the overtime, I believe. He really, when the crunch time came, was the stabilizing factor. So he may still, you know, be the influence down the end of the game. You should take a look at those numbers offensively for Montana. Wow, 80 points a game, 50% almost from the field.
18 assists a game isn't bad either.
Yeah, 6th. They're among the national leaders in a lot of categories. We talked about that. They are solid offensively. They put some wrinkles in defensively today as well.
Straight down the lane, and missing it is Matthews. Shot clock is off. Northern Arizona can go or take the last one.
Nice job closing out on Sir. He was ready to pull the trigger.
And Wilson will set up for the last shot here as Basie controls it.
They're letting Basie do a lot as well. They should. He's got 8 points. He's been effective. Gonna try again, I think. Oh, nice kick.
Sir beyond, nope, foot on the line, missed it anyway. DeLuey clears it. That'll do it. So 20 minutes gone here in the Big Sky Championship game, in Montana trying to repeat. They've got the 11-point lead, 36-25, as we take you back to the studio and join Scott Reese and Doug Gottlieb.
First half points, Grizzlies and Lumberjacks were outdoorsy for the Big Sky title game. Back to Flagstaff next.
This halftime report is brought to you by 7-Up. If you want 100% natural lemon and lime flavors, the only way to go is up. Exclusive presentation of Championship Week is brought to you by Buick. Now when Tiger wins, he loses his ride. Visit Buick.com to find out why.
Championship Week presented by 7-Up here in Flagstaff, Arizona. The title game of the Big Sky Tournament. Montana with the double-digit lead at the break over the home team, Northern Arizona. Terry Gannon, Bob Valvano. The major guns in the first half for Northern Arizona didn't fire, Bobby.
No, they didn't. Fortunately for them, they got Basie to carry them, though. Tyrone Basie had a big first half. You see he was able to get in the lane and create some scores for his team. You see there with the little pull-up jump shot. He was really the guy that carried them, although you did see Mr. Sir with the shot there. That's not his forte. He's the three-point specialist, although he got in the lane there. Here's what Montana does so well. They had 9 assists in the first half. They average 18 a game. Look at the great spacing here. Lots of driving lane, the little subtle step back, and the drive and kick for the three. That's one of the 9 assists. How does a team get so many assists with movement? Player and ball movement. Look at this. The first pass, 3 guys in motion. Little flip there, 2 guys in motion. Now watch on the drive. Little slide out to the corner. Now they reshape up. They're going to get a nice triangle right here. The defense takes away the low post. Okay? There's the drive, the kick to the weak side. Chavez with the 3. Took him 6 passes to get it, but another assist, another bucket. It's one of the reasons they are second in the country in assists. Good spacing, good movement.
Eric Stoviak, the head coach for Montana. They know what to do on the offensive end. But as we said in the first half, in their 4 conference losses this year, they had double-digit leads in each of those games. And here on this floor, they had a 19-point lead in the first half and lost by 3.
Northern Arizona's come out. Absolutely. They got the fire and brimstone halftime speech, I guess, because they were so much more aggressive on that first defensive possession.
They left Wilson open for a moment.
Boykin
to McCurney inside, and the early deuce. Some momentum to start the second half.
I mean, it's tangible. You can see it in one possession. Now the question is, what kind of answer does Montana have?
It is funny how this game can turn on a dime.
Look at the ball pressure. Look at the ball pressure. Making guys turn their back. That's always a good barometer. The guy playing with his back to the basket.
Virgil Matthews, who had a big first half. Out to DeLuey. Griswold didn't score in the first and still can't get one down.
And no second chance points. That's how Montana made their living early in this game on the offensive glass. Oh, nice steal.
Took it right away from Basie, though. Kevin Criswell, reverse up and in, his first bucket of the game, and again an 11-point lead.
Yeah, Terry, you and I have talked about that before. When you struggle, when your team is struggling, even if it's in a small situation like this, make a play away from the ball defensively, get a rebound. That's why Criswell's so important to this team. The steal and the layup.
As a shooter, get an easy one to get you off.
That's true.
Gola down low. Good defense by Criswell. And straight hauls it in.
So to maybe see just a little frustration by Gola there. That was really a difficult shot. Left-handed, hit the bottom of the backboard.
Gola, they have 1360 on the SAT, the highest number on the entrance exam that year here on campus. 2 pretty darn good academic squads here, too. Montana, the last semester, cumulative 3.2 GPA, and Northern Arizona, 3.1. Always mention the poor academic standing of players, and nice to mention the positive aspect.
Right.
Wilson, from beyond the arc, the freshman buys a 3.
Well, they're in for a dogfight now. Game on, I think. We'll see. And Mike Adris is furious with Basie saying, get up, get into backcourt. Obviously, what they talked about at halftime was extending the defense, put pressure on. He was not happy about that. They are much more aggressive defensively.
Haskett at 10 early points. He wants it in the lane. There's the reach as they try to keep him from getting the basketball. As Boykin picked up his first.
Take a look at transition. He plays with a savvy that belies a freshman status. I mean, he comes down the floor and just rarely makes a bad decision, and that was a pretty good decision, a little uplift for his team.
Talked to him before the game, and he said, yeah, even I'm a little surprised at my freshman year. Another violation. Saw one in the first half. We see another one.
5-second violation, and Boykin trying to rally the students. They don't need much help. They're excited. Larry Krystkowiak's not happy with the count. I think he thought they got the 5, maybe by 1.5.
Yeah. Down 8. Basie to Boykin. Left him alone. Took the shot. Offensive glass on the line, though. Well, going to call the reach.
Call hold. Yep, on the rebound. But oh, the hustle plays going for the Lumberjacks now. Take a look. There's the rebound, and tough. Ooh. Tough. Just I think you're in a situation there where the ball's out of bounds. If you don't, the official feels if he doesn't call the foul, you have to make it a turnover. Oh my! Yes, sir.
Dave Sir, the senior from Edmonton. He and Golub just 3 of 9 collectively in the first half. Have to get things going.
If you're sitting courtside, it's almost unbelievable the difference.
Louis a long contact down low. Keep it right here. And the foul on Ruben Boykin.
Take a look at how Sir frees himself up here for the 3. Comes off a screen in the corner, and he's a classic catch-and-shoot guy. I mean, you saw him score off the bounce in the first half. I don't want to make him sound one-dimensional, but he's pretty good at that part of the game, Terry.
It's all right just to be a catch-and-shoot guy. It's okay. Don't denigrate that aspect of the game.
Boy, I didn't mean that first. Didn't mean for you to take that personally.
Didn't hit a nerve at all. 5-point Montana lead, and the offensive foul. Brian Ellis really nowhere near the ball. Wilson stepped in to take the charge.
Take a look again here. Let's see if we, you just see the tail end of it where he knocks him down, but he got a little fired up at the end of the first half, Ellis, and maybe a little over anxious there. He knows his team is struggling here after the intermission.
Side to side, here is Sir, step back, no.
Well, that was halfway down though. Good rebound. You talking about making a play. That's what we mentioned again. You're struggling, make a play. Haskett goes to the glass, gets a rebound in traffic, and now they get a foul.
Curdy with the body pushed Haskett almost out of bounds. Just 1 of 7 in the first half from 3-point range for Northern Arizona. Got a couple already here in the second.
It's more their speed, 2 of 4. Their philosophy is recruit to shoot. That's what they do. Bring guys in, better be able to shoot it, or you can't play here.
You can shoot it coming out of high school or junior college. There's a spot for you somewhere in college basketball. Walk over to the corner. Another turnover, giving it back to the Lumberjacks.
Well, the old adage, shooting covers a multitude of sins, and it really does, though. I mean, you can't just shoot, but boy, the game's a lot easier when you can. Kick out of Larry Krystkowiak's face a moment ago. Look at the difference in turnovers. That's significant because they were getting beat hard on the boards, the Lumberjacks. Making up for the turnovers now.
Sir beyond the screen.
They're not way off, but they're just off enough. He can't get a streak going.
It's blocked by McCurdy, and on the baseline's going back to Northern Arizona. And Larry Krystkowiak has not stopped staring at the officials for the last 3 minutes. The Lumberjacks back into it. 15:34 left. 5-point lead for Montana, but Northern Arizona very much back into this thing here in the title game of the Big Sky Tournament. The East Championship presented by Aeropostale. Thursday, Syracuse and #1 UConn at noon Eastern. Marquette, #23 Georgetown from the Garden. So Cincinnati in or out at this point.
Boy, I'll tell you, I thought they were in, but Jim Boeheim made, coach's lobby, and he made a good point. I didn't think Syracuse was in just by what they did today, yet they've beaten them twice out of the 3 times they met. A little probably more difficult, I think, strength of schedule. I don't know.
Was Louisville scored 31-5?
At one point, it was 31-5. I think that Pittsburgh clearly was sending a message early. And I think Louisville made a mistake. They tried to win the whole tournament the first day.
thinking about
that,
needing
survive
to win
in
it.
advance.
Yeah, you win one at a time. It's an old adage, one at a time. But I mean, never more true than this time of the year.
Well, Larry Krystkowiak put it on his blackboard for his team yesterday, and that has been there.
Who came up with that survive in advance, by the way? Who was that?
Very near and dear to our hearts. Nice seal.
Straight, nice, all the way around. DeLuey with the dish.
Good spacing, good position. They tell you when they get a lob, hold your position until the ball gets over your head, and go for it. And he did that pretty well.
Straight's only got 4 in the game, yet they have a 7-point lead. He averages 17.
That's why they're a pretty good team. Straight and Criswell together have 6 combined, and they're leading by 7.
Extended the arm, and Steve Sir with the offensive foul. Nice positioning by Criswell.
Take a look at this. That's where you hold the defense at bay, and they tell you to wait until the ball is over your head before you move to get it. And he does a good job of locking the defender off, and a nice delivery, as you mentioned. Puts the ball right on the money.
You know, not only that, waiting till the ball's over your head. Montana does a nice job of letting the ball do the work on the perimeter and just holding your ground if you're a post player. Oftentimes, you think you have to be so active.
That's true.
If there's ball movement, you don't.
Well, if you get good ball and player movement, it creates good passing angles, and then you're right. You can just hold your position and lock. Look at we talked about the first half. Look at all the movement. Every time the ball moves, nobody watches. A little subtle movement just to keep the defense occupied, set a screen, shape up.
Haskett way off, straight. Can't buy it, tipped up and good. Virgil Matthews.
Well, that's what they did in the first half. They kept going to the glass. Maybe they're weathering the storm a bit here. They've seized the momentum back a little bit.
Straight after the offensive foul the last trip down. Setting the screen now. Here he is. Wilson, not the shot they were looking for. In fact, Mike Adris shaking his head with an awful face right there. The look on his face said, what are we doing?
Well, Wilson's on a court with a lot of very good three-point shooters. That's not really been his forte. 26% behind the arc coming into the game.
Good look from Matthews, straight to foul, and he'll go to the free throw line.
See, this is what you talk about, Terry, when you're always talking about what does experience do for you. I think this is what it does. Montana won last year as the 3 seed. Look at how they've regained their composure, getting easy shots, getting in the lane. I mean, this place was rocking right before that last time out. Very loud, that halftime lead, and almost dissipated. Now they're back up 11. They've got back down to business. I'm not sure you do that if you haven't been through what they were through last year.
Larry Krystkowiak, not necessarily calm and collected in that last huddle, though.
Well, that's, you know, again, the
have,
experience. You know when you got to put your foot on the gas.
Yeah.
And he felt he had time for a little butt kicking, I think. They responded. Now they get another offensive rebound off a free throw. Those will kill you.
Look at the rebounds, Bobby. 31 to 13.
They had the big significant advantage in the 2 games during the regular season. Not to that extent. That's largely because Northern Arizona's not shooting as well as they did in the regular season.
Ellis to Haskett, up another. That was too easy at this point. A 13-point lead.
They're just getting in the lane whenever they want now. Boy, Golem's going to have to find a way to get some shots for himself. He's going to without forcing it. He's got to get into flow.
Came off the screen. They didn't find him that time. They found the other shooter.
Yeah, look at the serve, because he certainly can shoot it as well. Oh, that's a charge, absolutely.
Boykin out of control, and that's his third.
I said, we talk so much about the offense of these teams. You don't get to the championship game without being able to defend a little bit too. Look at this. Step right out, switch on the screen, and that is perfect defensive position. And then, Terry, you mentioned too easy, getting in the lane. And then, actually, Haskett did a nice job using the rim for a screen so it couldn't be blocked.
He's got 13 in the game. Jordan Haskett really set the tone early with 11 quick points. Much too early to think about running some clock here with 12-14 left in the game, but you do want to make sure you get good shots from this point forward.
Well, one of the other things they told us when we watched the game last night was they thought Northern Arizona shot so well because they didn't have to work so hard defensively. So why not at least run them around, make them have to guard you, force turnovers, maybe take some of those shooters' legs away.
Haskett, let it fly. Shot clock running down. Michael Seckold off the bench for Mike Adris. Good D along the baseline. Here's Sir, though. That had the look of a fatigued shooter.
They're working awfully hard at the other end at 7,000 feet.
Montana has taken control on the road here.
10 tournament first round action. Oregon State was down 15 to ASU, but the Beavers have come storming back. Chris Stevens, the pull-up J. And right now, Oregon State up by 4 with 3 and change to go. It'll be Oregon and Washington State in the nightcap at Staples Center. Terry?
That out in LA. Basketball, a game of runs, and in this game, Northern Arizona made one to start the second half, but Montana has answered and certainly kept their poise now with the 13-point lead. At least in terms of the numbers, here's a big reason why they've got that lead, Bob.
I mean, just put it in simple layman's terms. Look at that advantage. 17, that's 17 extra possessions. If you add in the turnovers, they've only made 2 more turnovers than Northern Arizona. That means that's like starting the game with 15 extra possessions. Here, you have the ball 15 times in a row. You couple that with the high-scoring Lumberjack guards who are nowhere near their average, and you can, it's not very difficult to figure out why the Grizzlies have a 13-point lead.
Oh, Golub with a deuce at this. But if I told Mike Adris he'd have a deuce at the 11:45 mark, he would expect to be down 13. A little full court pressure, though, maybe having to turn up the volume this time out of the timeout. Chavez, who had a big first half, in off the bench now for Larry Krystkowiak.
You do wonder, though, how much working hard, 25 seconds every defensive possession, takes the shooter's legs away a little bit. Not as easy to shoot it when you've been just absolutely locked down defensively for half a minute every possession.
Basket as they run it down to 5. Ellis out to the corner. Matthews can shoot it and does. He has had a huge game.
And that's just psychologically devastating. I have him for 15 points now. They're on the shot. There it is. Look at this. The number's right there. 15 points. Perfect. 3 for 3 on the arc. Wow.
So championship week presented by 7-Up. Out here in Flagstaff, Arizona, Steve Kerr, the nation's leading three-point shooter percentage-wise, with a fadeaway to try to keep Northern Arizona in it. The Big Sky championship game. Montana won it a year ago and went on to play Washington in the first game of the NCAA tournament. Northern Arizona has gone twice, won this title twice. This would be, though, their first since 2000.
So you made an interesting point. Too early to take the air out of the ball, maybe, but they're being awfully patient every possession right now.
Golub with the rebound. Northern Arizona, very little chance to get out and run in this second half. And the kick.
Well, one of the advantages when you run that kind of patience, generally you're in proper floor balance, somebody's back, so they're not getting beat with a run out.
And that last 3 from the deep corner, one of those that just sticks even longer.
Well, the shot clock expires while the ball's in the air. Ready, zip, and in the bucket. That is just like a kick in the gut when you play defense for that long.
Working with the 3 fouls out to Kerr. Wilson trying to get it to McCurdy on the block against Strait. Faces up, doesn't use the glass, but in for Ryan McCurdy, who's got 8 in this game, and it's an 11-point lead for Montana.
Well, they need to make the next run, I think it's safe to say. I don't think they want to be trying to dig out of an 11-point hole in the last TV segment. They need to chip away at this the next couple of minutes.
Matthews been red hot and continues. Another 3. He's got 18.
He's got 4 threes in the game, and there's a lot of weapons on this team. And Strait and Criswell combined for 6 points. So, you know, you talk about the 2 big guns for the Lumberjacks haven't scored, but the Grizzlies have had other guys step up. Lumberjacks have not.
Boykin, quick first step, good help that time. Strait, a little bit too much, though. Got him with the body. Andrew Strait, the second foul. Man, Virgil Matthews averages less than 10 a game. He has hit some huge threes.
Yeah, but you know, it's again, this point in the season, numbers don't lie. I don't care that he's only taken 55 three-pointers. He's made 44% of them on the season. So you know, it's not like, where did this guy come from? He just plays within the framework of his team, and in other games, frankly, it's been, you know, other guys who've stepped up. Criswell, Strait tonight. He's the guy's the open man. He's knocking him down.
So Mike Adris has extended the defense off of made field goals or free throws, a little full court press. Do you have to take that to the next level now? I mean, you've got, now you're down 52-38. they have allowed Montana to run a lot of time off the shot clock every time down. And not really pressuring them.
I know it's one of, you're right, but I mean, other than what they did early when they really extended, made them turn their back, and they're going to get turnover now. The same thing. I don't know that I don't know that they have half-court scrambles and those kinds of things in their arsenal before the game. Mike Agers told us, hey, I was tempted last night to put some things in, and I said, you know what, my assistants talked to me and said, Coach, we can't. We got this far doing what we do. We have to stay with what's worked.
And then you tell your assistants they were wrong when you lose by 15. Yes. No, but it's a good point. There's only so much that you can change, especially at tournament time when you play 2 days in a row. Boykin straight, tried to draw, couldn't, and Boykin with a nice little move. 12-point game.
6 for him. Got in the lane. That's close to a turnover.
And he got the timeout right in front of us at midcourt. Griswold, who was falling out of bounds, able to get it, and they'll take the break. So they'll take a quick one as the Grizzlies try to make it 2 in a row and head back to the NCAA tournament. 8.5 minutes till the end of this one to the Big Sky. 12-point lead for Montana. Northern Arizona's got 8.5 minutes to try to make a run and steal this one at home in the Big Sky. A year ago, Montana up in Portland against Weber State in the championship game. You and I were there, Bobby. Many of the same names. I mean, this is a team that expected to do well this year. They were picked second by the coaches preseason, and that's where they ended up.
A little different situation, though. That was on a neutral site. It was not, as you might guess, not exactly a packed facility, and they were technically the favorite. They were the higher-seeded team. Here, there's no question. This is a road game. It is a good crowd, a loud crowd here. They are the away team. The number 2 seed playing the number 1, and they don't look like it. They pretty much control things.
On the other side, Northern Arizona was 11-17 last year. You talk about a tournament. They didn't even make the Big Sky tournament. 8 teams in the league, but 6 make it to the tournament. They weren't eligible. They won the regular season this year, and here they are as the top seed. Again, Montana running things down.
5 seconds and just lots of movement. You know what the advantage to that is? As long as you stay in your offense, you're not going to give up the quick turnover and the run out, and all of a sudden in 2 possessions, it winds up being a 7-point game. If they come back, and that's actually what Mike Agers told us. You remember before the game, he said the one thing about this Montana team, they rarely beat themselves.
Yep.
If you're going to come back, you got to get it done yourself.
4 on the shot clock. Griswold's at an awful night from the floor. Didn't hit the rim. Gasket almost got the follow, though.